find yourself with an alcohol problem, the question that you may well find yourself asking is, what do I do about it? It's helpful to understand some of the background and, okay, so I'm motivated, so that means I'm a motivated drinker and alcohol's addictive. Okay, I get all that. What do I do about it? And so in all likelihood, you would have tried to do some things yourself so far. That would have brought you to be watching this video, and this might be one of the things that you've tried to Google or just access, and you're listening to me now. So I'm Michaela Weaver, and I'm an expert in helping people to break free from alcohol and other addictive tendencies. So that might be overworking, over drinking, it could be smoking, over self-analysing, criticising, all of these things that we do. And so alcohol specifically right now I'm addressing. What do I do? How do I undo all of this? And that very word undo is an extremely helpful word here. There is so much misinformation and so much backlog of historical words, phrases, thoughts, ideas around how to solve a problem around alcohol, let alone how to actually solve it. And so I'm going to simplify it right down for you. And so if you find that you're a drinker that functions, so you work, you do your day, whatever it is that you do, and you find that maybe you have a drink in the afternoon, maybe you're drinking in the evening, and maybe you're binging at the weekends, any combination of any of that, then this video is for you, and so is the work I do. If you find that you're in a position where you are literally unable to function without alcohol, then you will find value in what I'm saying. However, the solution here is probably not what you're going to need. In its entirety, you're likely to need some medical intervention. So I work with people who are high achievers, who maybe even not necessarily high achievers. You may be holding down a home, you may be running a family, whatever. You do stuff in life. And so the first thing to understand is this is an undoing. It's almost like an unlearning. And so the problem has been that we've learned the wrong thing. Now this is a massive oversimplification, but let's start here. And so it's about unlearning at a very, very deep level. So deeply embedded in the unconscious, subconscious, we tend to call it mind, are a set of conditionings that over time link alcohol to life. And that can be that alcohol is just embedded in all aspects of life. So whether it's sitting on the couch watching a movie, whether it's having a nice celebratory breakfast in the garden, whether it's the normal things of going out and socializing, alcohol is in it. You know, if you're drinking for boredom, happiness, loneliness, anger, frustration, any of those things, then alcohol is heavily integrated, embedded, and known at a subconscious level. And what we need to do is unravel all of that. If you like, I say we need to cut the threads, cut those associations. That's part of the first step. So the very, very first thing that you will need to do, it's my process of the science of transformational freedom, which is embedded in the social secret. The science of transformational freedom and the social secret. In essence, there are 3 stages. Number 1 is to remove fear and doubt. Because when we're paralyzed with fear, then action is impossible. And so the first thing is to do that. And we often fear success and we also fear failure. And so knowing that you've done other things in your life before that you never knew you could do before you did them, let that be a seed of giving you what I call self-efficacy, which is a kind of a belief that I can do things I've never done before. And so if you're saying, yeah, but Michaela, I've tried to stop drinking before, or a lot of people say give up. I've tried to give up drinking before. You'll learn that actually there's nothing to give up, but we're very entrenched in that, the belief of benefit here. And so I tried to give up before, Michaela, and it just didn't work. And okay, so I get that. And the reason it didn't work is because you would have been using the same method that you would have used to achieve anything else in your life, which comes from determination. It comes from using all your rational thinking, planning. I can plan it. I can put restrictions on myself. I can do this. I can do that. That doesn't work here. It just plain simple doesn't. So you can take comfort and a bit of relief that there's nothing wrong with you. If I gave you a hacksaw and said, please give me a bowl of beautifully prepared peeled potatoes, you're going to find it really difficult. It is not your fault if you can't do it. You need the right tools, you need the right understanding, you need the right techniques. And so when you understand that, then you can put fear aside and just think, okay, I'm not so sure about how this is going to be, but I'm confident that I can do it with the right tools, with the right techniques, and with the right process to enable me to do it. What we often do is we stab in the dark at YouTube videos, and maybe we'll pick up a book, and maybe we'll do this and we'll do that, and we don't have a process. And it's like trying to build a house, and all we've got is a bucket full of cement and a vague idea. It's just not going to work. So remove fear and doubt. And then the second part of the process is, broadly speaking, a mindset shift, a change in mind. Now, there's a lot of talk out there. There's a lot of people talking about mindset shift who haven't really been effectively trained in enabling that. And so be mindful. So the mindset shift involves a lot of unlearning. It involves building new neural pathways. It involves understanding how the whole dynamic of an addictive trigger works, and to cut the cord, cut the connection, so that alcohol just isn't in that. And then we learn to actually reduce and remove those trigger points as well. So the mindset shift really is where you get your power back, where alcohol maybe has taken some or all of it in this scenario, where you get control, where you know that you are stepping into your power, you have knowledge, you have the social secret. And that is a way to realize that everything in life is so much easier and better without alcohol dragging you down. It's about knowing that there is a better way of living. Everything about alcohol you will learn is negative. It has negative impacts everywhere. It's a great self-saboteur. It's a great critic. It's a great supplier of feelings like guilt, shame, anxiety, lowering of confidence, all of those things. So the science of transformational freedom dives into unraveling the deep subconscious / unconscious conditioning, so that the whole of your mind is singing from the same songbook. There is no conflict. That should I drink, shouldn't I drink, and all of that is gone. Thereafter, there is a process which is exciting, it's exhilarating, it's really great fun, of adapting to this world where everybody drinks and you are happy, you are thriving, you are living the best life, the best way possible for you without this dragging you down. Now that applies whether or not your initial intention is to cut down. You would have been trying that already, and in all likelihood it hasn't worked, right? So maybe your intention coming into this process is, I just want to cut down. That's fine. That's a great intention. Any intention which changes and wakes up to the fact that, hey, hang on a minute, there's a problem here, that will move you. It will move you forwards. Maybe your intention is, look, I just need to take a break here. I know I need that. I don't want to say forever. I don't want to say never. I can't do any of that. Beautiful. That is fine. You don't need to. And with my clients, I make it really clear that I don't want them to do forevers, because that very suggestion for a strong, intelligent, ambitious person, you can't ever do it again. I mean, what kind of response do you think it's going to get? Don't tell me I can't ... And so we never say that. This is all about choice and power. It's not about disempowerment and lack of choice. To be honest, if you absolutely explore it, alcohol is the root of disempowerment and lack of choice. Let's be clear about that. We're looking at having total choice, total power, total control. That's what you want. I know that. I get that. And it was what I wanted too. So adapting to life and then building the pillars of sustainability. If you think of a house on a raft on an ocean, that is what life with alcohol is like. It's all over the place. And when a tiny little thing, so we have a good intention, I don't want to drink, I'm not going to drink. And then the tiniest little wave, flutter of wind on that ocean, the tiniest bit of instability that comes in a stressful day. Somebody said something I don't like. I've said something to myself I don't like. I've had a thought, I've had a memory, I'm feeling stressed. Anything will completely rock the boat and tip it. And so the pillars of sustainability are just so reassuring. They are just so stabilizing and calming, because you know that you've got your own back no matter what. So the pillars of sustainability give you resilience. And I don't mean being tough and being strong. That's not what resilience is about. Give you resilience, give you a strong sense of security internally that no matter what, you've got the learning, you've got the awareness, you've got the wisdom that those pillars will be sustained. And even if one of those pillars gets a bit of a knock, there are others that hold you up so that you're living a life of expansion, not contraction, which is what alcohol and all these other things do. They just contract and limit us in our lives. Expansion, so that you are feeling totally strong and great in yourself. You know you've got the world and your life sorted. And that's powerful, and that is not in the slightest bit boring. That is interesting, entertaining. It is enlivening. It gives you connections socially that you never knew were possible. You're doing what you love. You're socializing. If you've got a business, it's run from a point of expansion, not fear and limitation. And life is just rocking at such a higher frequency. Alcohol is like a dark, cloudy, rainy day. And so that is the process. Number one, remove fear and doubt. Number two, change mindset, science of transformational freedom. We also work with memory. There's a huge amount we do around that as well. And thriving, sustaining, living your best life now, which is what we all want, isn't it? Okay, I'm Michaela Weaver. That's the process. If you're not happy with where you're at, that is what you do. Whether or not it's stopping completely is your intention, or taking a break for a couple of months, or learning to cut down in a way that begins to break some of these chains for you. Take care now.